So what is going on, guys? Oh boy, it's been a couple of weeks since I actually was able to sit down and do a commentary or sit down and upload any video really. And it's partially because I am extremely disappointed with Call of Duty this year. Like, before November I was putting things in place so that I could get back into making videos again and being consistent, and I wanted to do it with Call of Duty this year. I just wanted to do it with this game this year because I was hoping that it was going to be good. So if throughout the video you hear me sound like I'm hating on Call of Duty or whatever, like I'm a fanboy of a different game or some shit, that just coming over to Call of Duty and talking shit about it, nah, it's not the case. I love Call of Duty, and this game is probably the only reason why I would consider myself to be a gamer. Like, I would not consider myself to be a gamer if it wasn't for Call of Duty, because I don't think I would be playing this long or will be this far into gaming if it wasn't for this game. So if it sounds like I'm hitting on it, then I'm really not. But for me personally, this year I think Call of Duty is just bad. It's just terrible. I can't bring myself. Ooh, look at that. I thought I fell off the map there, and then it turns out that there's a wall run under there. It's new to me. Yeah, like, this year is the worst year for Call of Duty for me. Like, I was trying to think of how best I can explain it so that it makes sense to you guys, but Call of Duty Ghost was not a bad game for me. Personally, I didn't hate Call of Duty Ghost. It was just boring. It was just very bland. It was very boring. The colors were boring. Like, the game of itself felt like it ended even before I reached max prestige in multiplayer. Like, it didn't feel like it had any longevity to it. I think it's partially because now Call of Duty is going towards this system, you know, where they just give you everything. You just have everything. Whereas before, it felt like you had to, like, Black Ops 1 was a great game, and it was a great game because, okay, you wanted to get, for instance, if you wanted to get Marathon Pro, you had to run X amount of distance in order to get Marathon Pro. Like, you had to earn that pro perk. You understand? Like, you had to earn that shit in Black Ops 1. Like, it wasn't just, hey, take it, go, once you reach a certain level you get this and that's it. Like, there was more to the game. Like, they still do it in this game, but they do it as challenges. So there's nothing like an incentive to continuously play the game. Like, you don't earn anything for playing the game anymore. Like, it's just like they literally, I blame Infinity Ward, because I feel like Infinity Ward is the person that started this shit in making the community lazy and making the game easier for other people, as opposed to giving the game longevity. Like I said, like, the game just gets ridiculously boring, ridiculously fast, and when you add all the little bullshit that they should have fixed in Call of Duty at this stage that they don't have fixed, then you just basically ruin the game for me. Like, the only good thing in terms of longevity that I could see myself playing this game, I try to get on that wall run there again. I just couldn't make it. What was I saying? Right, the only thing that I feel like could give me longevity, like, you give me a reason out to prestige by saying, hey, you get a new gun every 2 prestiges. Like, that's the only thing that gives me incentive to even get on a game I want to play and then prestige while I level up and all that. But everything else is basically given to you. Like, the game isn't, I don't know, man. Like, the connection in this game is just terrible. Every time I play with friends, right, this game you're watching right now, it is probably one of the best games I've ever had in Infinite Warfare, and that is simply because I was playing by myself and I wasn't playing with my friends. And that's not the way Call of Duty should be played. Like, you should be able to get on a party up with your 5 other friends and get on and play. Like, geez, like, there's certain things that I feel Infinity Ward just doesn't give a shit about. Once you pre-order this game and you give them their pre-order numbers, they don't give a shit once you get the game in your hand after that. That's basically the way I feel Infinity Ward thinks. Like, it really pisses me off that Call of Duty, Activision, they do this thing where they split up everybody. That everybody's split up. And that doesn't make sense. Like, why do you split up people? Like, why can't it be you may be different developers working different places or whatever, but why can't the game just be a continuous improvement, continuously add this, continuously give that? Why does it have to be every year they have to try to make it a completely different game and basically start from the ground up? Like campaign, I can understand. You can't just like drop the same. I don't play campaign anyway, but you can't just drop the same shit in the campaign over and over again and then try to extend it. So that has to be different. I understand that. Like I get that. But for multiplayer, why does a multiplayer every year have to be scratched from the beginning, and then they just forget all the things that work, all the improvements that Treyarch made last year to their game? Everything that they made better in their game is just 100% gone, and then Infinity Ward has to start all over because they have been out the loop for the last 3 years, so they don't know for instance things that worked and things that didn't work. So they just, oh okay, this looks, I have a feeling that they don't even share like codes or anything, because it feels like, okay, this looks good, so maybe we should try to do the same thing in our game. So let's just, you know, let's just bring traits into the game. For instance, as I turn into this stupid dog, watch this ridiculous dog. I turn into this dog and I just run around and rape people. Like, it felt balanced in Black Ops 3. It felt balanced. Not only balanced, it was fun, and it didn't feel like too overpowered of things. Like, it didn't feel like overwhelming, overpowered. It didn't feel like so much random bullshit. It just, and then it felt like they understood what they were doing, and it worked well. Infinity Ward now comes over and tries to copy the exact same thing and puts like 10 or 15 different shit. So every one of these 6 dumb specialists have 3 things on them, which is ridiculous. Like, how did you get from having 2 things on each one, which was 2 different things, like it's similarly a perk and a gun, and then you come and you just decided to do 3 things instead? So okay, more is better. And this is exactly what they did in Ghost. In Ghost, they gave us that shit ton of perks where you had like 30 perks or some shit, and then the game was just ridiculous, and then everything was just unlocked. So all 30 perks were unlocked and you get to pick all 30 perks or some shit like that. I don't understand why they go with the concept that more is better, because more is not necessarily better. Like, I don't feel like Infinity Ward understands quality over quantity. They just give you more shit. Hey, let me just give them more flashy shit, more shit to do, and then hopefully they like the game. But I honestly, this is just, it's just frustrating for me, because I really wanted Call of Duty to be good this year, and it's not. It really isn't. Both this and the remastered is just downright terrible. If you didn't buy the game, please just, I wouldn't, unless you are a new person that recently started, maybe you started playing Call of Duty in the Advanced Warfare stage and you liked it, then you'll like this game. But if you're before that, you won't. You really won't. I don't think you would like this game. Time to kill is ridiculous. The network code is ridiculous. There's so many things wrong with this game. It's just, I don't even know what the point of the beta was. I guess the point of the beta was just for marketing purposes. It wasn't really because Infinity Ward gives a shit. So they drop updates and they drop updates and they still don't feel like the game is any better. I don't know if they're fixing something else, or I just don't know. Like, this is probably, like I said, this is probably the best game that I had in this entire thing that I've played. I'm like level 50-ish. I don't even know what my max level is. I don't know. I wanted to prestige, but the fact that I can't play with my friends is just bringing me down more and more and more. Like, I'm just really disappointed with this game. This and the remastered. So just to talk about the remastered, like all that I said was meant for this game, right? But the remastered is something completely different. Like, I've never played that remastered. I've never played what is it, COD 4, whatever Call of Duty is. I've never played that one before, so I didn't play the original, so I don't have the nostalgic feeling that everybody else has floating around in their mind about the game. So this is my first time with the game, and I like to play Domination, and my first experience with this game was playing Domination on shipment. I immediately left the game. I was done playing Call of Duty for that entire night, because that was just the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in the history of ever. Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, why is there 12 people on a map a quarter of the size of Rust from Modern Warfare 2? Rust is probably the smallest map I've ever seen that I can think of right now. Is Nuketown smaller than Rust? No, Nuketown is definitely bigger than Rust. So Rust is the smallest map that I can think of. I started playing Call of Duty in Modern Warfare 2, and Rust is the smallest map I can think of. And that map shipment is a quarter of the size of Rust, and then there's 12 people running around trying to get kills and cap flags in Domination. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I immediately left the game. A couple of my friends got me to try again after that, but it was bad. Like, I was just getting one bullet kill, one burst kill from the M16s. People had glitching in places that I don't know. People are just noob tubing me and throwing nades at me. Why exactly? Like, this is so annoying. The influence that YouTubers have on us is ridiculous. Like, they just rub their shit in our face all the time, just like Activision, just like Infinity Ward. Just rub their shit in our face all the time. Like, they made remastered sound like the best thing in the world, like it was gonna be the savior for Call of Duty this year, and is equally as bad, if not worse, than Infinite Warfare. Anyway, I'm done raging. Game's over. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like for me and tell me what you think about the game so far. Like, if I'm wrong or you're enjoying it, let me know. Okay? Alright, I'm out.